Right, your homework until we next meet. The goal was twofold, really. The important one was that tooth wallop, which came up at the end. So the idea of that was, as a tooth wallop comes in, it pushes the head back, causes this tissue to tighten, this tissue to inhibit. It causes tummy muscles to inhibit, and those hips to become a little bit hypertonic and stuck in there, which is exactly what we found on you. So we want to reverse some of that, and with the thought process of possibly that position of the head impinging on the vagus nerve, affecting the acid and everything down in the stomach. So we're going to rule that in or rule that out by just doing an experiment and keeping all this open and see if it changes the digestive issues. So your exercises looked like this. The first one was just a variation on what you're doing already. So remember we said you pull the chin back in lightly, and as you pull the chin back in lightly, think about the back of the head getting taller. From there, segmentally, one by one, you roll your chin down onto your chest. From there, you trace it along your collarbone until you're looking in your right armpit, and you'll notice that my shoulder hasn't come up to meet it or come forwards to meet it. Shoulder stays where it is. It slides down. Then imagine you have a little pillow over here, and all I'm doing is just taking that right ear into my right back pocket and sliding over the shoulder to lengthen all of this. And then it rolls back down to the armpit, back along to the sternum, other way, rolls along to the left, rolls over to open all of this, comes back to look up into that left armpit, rolls down one by one, comes back up again. So go gently with it, but just explore that extra little bit, because that rotation is going to open up all the little facet joints on the side. And then that tuck down is going to open up all the tissue right at the back into that subocciput as well. So lovely little exercise. Second exercise, we had a cog. Now the cog was like this. We were looking at bringing that same head back to get the length, and then we just open the arms up like this. So we kind of brought the sternum up towards the chin. Now, one way to do this is find yourself a wall, and if you pull your chin back and your head goes up the wall, naturally you should feel your sternum start to lift towards it. Go gently on the lower back. There's a bit of extension in there, so if it feels horrible, just step your feet out from the wall a bit more, which will keep your lower back in a little more flexion. Then we put the arms in, the arms just rotate out as the chin comes back, rotate in as it comes down. So you get taller and you get shorter breath inhalation, exhalation, like so. So that was the cog. Play with that one. Then we had the tail tucks. I'm going to have to take you down on the floor for the tail tucks. Here we go. If I just put this here, you should be able to see me. And we went for a cat-cow. I'm going to show you how to do this one standing as well for when you're back at work again. And when we got you to segmentally move from your sacrum first, we discovered that you bypass your first, 3 or 4 lumbar joints, and then you get all the movement from higher up. So remember we said to do this segmentally, it was tailbone, then L5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you go up into the T's, ripple it all the way through. Then I would send it back from the tailbone as well. One by one. Now, we found that was a bit of a struggle. So instead of beating yourself up, going, I can't feel it, we were a bit cheeky. So we did this. From all fours, all we did was soften the elbows back. And we took the hands behind the head in this crash position. And as long as the neck feels okay, just rolled forwards a bit, which took all the slack out of the upper spine. Then without moving the bottom backwards to make more space, we just tucked our tail under. And we tucked it back.
thinking about, can you make them move one at a time? So it goes tailbone, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. So it's not the gentlest of exercises, because we're tying you up and not giving your lower back any chance to move. But if you go into it mindfully, it can be quite a nice exercise, start to feel it. And then straight afterwards go, right, now that I've done that, can I actually feel those vertebrae moving one at a time, and play with it that way. What else did we have? We have vagus nerve stimulation. Easy one. Cold showers, brilliant. You can hum like that. That's a good one. What else have we got? We have got tickling just inside the ears, just in there. Having a bit of a laugh, hanging out with friends, all of that stuff really does help. So turn the heat down. The final one we had was the way that we get that gentle tail tuck, but while you are standing. Now, if we go back to Bendy over here, hopefully you can see him. All we wanted to do was take your tailbone and just drop him away like that. So we create space between L5 and S1. Drop him away, drop him away, drop him away, like pulling down the blinds. So if I put this back up here again. And the way we did this was, if you take your hand and you place it basically where the little spaces are on that spine, just between the vertebrae. So if you feel your knobbly bits, those two bony knobbly bits on the side, bisect and then go down just a smidgen, you'll find your first gap. And then place your fingers just along the gaps like so. And it doesn't have to be exact, but just do your best to get them in there. And then all we did, if I turn this way, was I gently dropped my pelvis away just so I could feel this finger moving away from this finger. Just drop him, and then when you can find that one, it's a small movement without the others coming in, then you go, what happens if I do that one, and then that one, and that one. And you can probably get 3 fingers worth of drop, drop, drop. So those are your exercises. Play with them. They shouldn't be uncomfortable. If they're uncomfortable, stop doing them. That either means you're fast forwarding to the vertebrae which move a lot, or we just need to figure out why. So enjoy. Any questions? Keep me and yours.